So in this video we're going to look at an oxidation reduction titration, and what we're going to do is we're going to prepare a standard solution of ammonium iron 2 sulfate and use it to standardise a potassium permanganate solution. So our learning intention is to complete a potassium permanganate versus ammonium iron 2 sulfate titration. So as I said in this video, we're going to prepare and use a standard solution of ammonium iron 2 sulfate to standardise a potassium permanganate solution. So for our experiment, in our burette, we are going to have potassium permanganate of an unknown solution. And what we're going to pipette into our conical flask is a solution of known concentration containing iron 2 sulfate and dilute sulfuric acid, which will be present in excess, and about 25 centimetres cubed is enough. For our indicator, there's no indicator because we are using potassium permanganate, and in our previous videos we've said that potassium permanganate is a self-indicator. And the endpoint of this experiment, when the oxidation reduction reaction is complete, is indicated by the appearance of a permanent pale pink colour, as discussed in our previous videos as well. So in order to make your standard solution of ammonium iron 2 sulfate, it's a similar process to the preparation of your standard solution of sodium carbonate, which is covered in the acids and bases. So your ammonium iron 2 sulfate will be weighed out in a clock glass. This will be added into a beaker with some dilute sulfuric acid and deionized water, and the ammonium iron 2 sulfate solution is then transferred into a volumetric flask, and the bottom of the meniscus is brought in line with the graduation mark. Once you have your standard solution, you're ready for your titration, so you fill your burette and your pipette. So in this experiment, dilute sulfuric acid is added in 2 stages. So the first time the sulfuric acid is added, it's added when we're making our standard solution to help prevent the iron 2 plus from oxidizing to iron 3 plus by the oxygen in the air. The second time the dilute sulfuric acid is added is when you've put the ammonium iron 2 sulfate solution into your conical flask and you're about to start your titration. And the need for excess sulfuric acid here is to ensure that there's a sufficient supply of H plus ions in the reaction to ensure that the Mn+7 will reduce completely to the Mn+2 rather than the Mn+4, which is our brown precipitate, which we want to avoid. So let's look at some sample questions that could come up in an exam question based on this titration. So the first question is, why is ammonium iron 2 sulfate used rather than iron 2 sulfate? And the reason is because ammonium iron 2 sulfate has a higher purity and it won't react with the oxygen present in the air. The next question is, why is it not necessary to weigh out the ammonium iron 2 sulfate accurately when making your standard solution at the start? And the reason you don't need to weigh out the ammonium iron 2 sulfate accurately, as in to 3 or 4 decimal places, is because it has a high molecular mass. So that means there is a leniency there for error in your weighing. The next question then is, dilute sulfuric acid is added on 2 occasions during the experiment. Give the reason for the addition in each case, and I've gone through that just on the previous slide. Then, when carrying out the titration, a student observed that the first few drops of KMnO4 decolorized slowly, but subsequent drops decolorized quickly. Explain this observation. And this is a common question, and it's linked with autocatalysis, which is discussed in our rates of reaction videos. And the reason the first few drops decolorize slowly but subsequent drops go quickly is because of autocatalysis, where the product acts as a catalyst to speed up the reaction. So at the start, the first few drops, there is no product present, but after the product starts to be produced from those first few drops, the other drops can decolorize quicker because the product is now present to act as a catalyst. Now, there's 2 main types of calculations that you can do with this experiment. The first is to calculate the concentration of the KMnO4 in moles per litre or grams per litre, and the second is to calculate the concentration of the ammonium iron sulfate and consequently find the value of X in the formula. For this second calculation, the steps are very similar to that of the water crystallization that we met in our acid-base titrations. So we're going to do a calculation on each type so that you have a good understanding of everything. So this is just a reminder of the steps for first principles that you'll need for the calculations I'm about to complete. So let's look at the first type of calculation where you're looking to find the concentration of the potassium permanganate solution. And we can see here the question says 25 centimeters cubed of a 0.12 molar solution of ammonium iron 2 sulfate was titrated against potassium permanganate according to this equation. You're told the average titration figure is 23.75 and you're asked to calculate the concentration of the potassium permanganate in moles per litre and grams per litre. So we're going to complete this calculation using first principles. So step 1 in first principles asks you to find the moles of your standard solution in your titra volume. So this uses the formula moles per litre multiplied by your titra volume and you divide that by 1000. Now, I know the moles per litre of my standard solution that I have. My standard solution is the ammonium iron 2 sulfate and I have 0.12 moles of that. The titra volume of that is 25 centimeters cubed and that needs to be divided by 1000. And when you do that, you get 0.003 moles per 25 centimeters cubed. So step 2 is next, and step 2 is to find the moles of your unknown solution in your titra volume using the ratios in your balanced equation. So I'm worried about the manganese and the iron. So I know that that is a 1:5 ratio, but I don't have 5 moles of my iron. I actually only have 0.003 moles of my iron. So that would mean I have 5 times less of the potassium permanganate. So I would need to divide the 0.003 here by 5, and that will give me 0.0006 moles. So that means I have 0.0006 moles of my MnO4 minus in my titra volume, which is 23.75. So step 3 then is to find the molarity of the unknown solution, and to do that you do the moles from step 2, multiply it by 1000 and divide it by your titra volume. So the moles that I have is 0.0006, that's multiplied by 1000 and divided by the titra volume, which is 23.75, and that gives me an answer of 0.0253 moles per litre. So that is part A complete. For part B, I want it in grams per litre, so I'm going from moles to grams. And to go from moles to grams, you have to multiply by the molecular mass. So this is moles, I should probably say this is moles per litre of your KMNO4. So I need to multiply by the molecular mass of the KMNO4. So I know the potassium has an atomic mass of 39, the manganese has an atomic mass of 55, and the oxygen has an atomic mass of 16, and there is 4 of them. So when that's all put together, we get that the molecular mass of the KMNO4 is 158. So to go from moles to grams, you simply have to multiply by this. So I will do my 0.0253 and I will multiply it by the 158, and that will give me 3.997 grams per litre. And that is the answer to part B. So that is this question now complete. So let's look at the second type of calculation that we can have now for this experiment, where you're asked to find the concentration of your iron 2 sulfate and hence find the value of X here. As I've outlined already, this is very similar to the water of crystallization experiment calculation in the acid-base titration. So this question says that 6.42 grams of your iron sulfate crystals with this formula were dissolved in deionized water with some sulfuric acid, and the solution was made up to 250 centimeters cubed. 25 centimeter cubed samples of this solution were titrated against a 0.018 molar solution of KMnO4 according to the balanced equation. The average titration figure is 25.5, and you're asked to calculate the value of X. Now, before you can calculate the value of X in the formula, what you do need to do is you need to calculate the moles per litre of your iron sulfate solution. So let's start with that. So, as we done in the last example, the first part is the same. We want to find the moles of our standard solution in our titra volume, and to do that we use the formula of moles per litre multiplied by your titra volume, and we divide that by 1000. So the moles per litre of my standard solution, the standard solution here is the KMnO4, it's the one we know the concentration of, so that's 0.018. The titra volume for that is 25.5, and you divide that by 1000. And the answer that you will get there is 0.000459 moles per 25.5. Step 2 is next, and step 2 involves looking at the balanced equation, where we're trying to find the moles of our unknown solution in our titra volume. So again, as per the last example, we're interested in the manganese and the iron. So we can see that this is a 1:5 ratio, but I don't have 1 mole of my manganese. I have 0.000459. So to find out the number of moles of iron I have, I need to multiply that by 5. And that gives me 0.002295. And that is for the iron 2 sulfate. So the last thing I need to do now is I need to find the molarity of the iron 2 sulfate, and to do that I use the formula of moles by 1000, and again I divide that by the titra volume. So the moles is 0.002295. That gets multiplied by 1000 and divided by the titra volume, which is 25 centimeters cubed. And that gives me an answer of 0.00918, and that is moles per litre. Now, in this question here, we have 250 centimeters cubed, so we don't want moles per litre, we want moles per 250 centimeters cubed. So all I do with that is I divide my answer by 4, and when I divide my answer by 4 I get 0.02295 moles per 250 centimeters cubed. So at this point I can now go and calculate the X value in the formula. So the first thing I would say to you is I know that the 0.02295 moles is gotten by dissolving 6.42 grams of the FeSO4 XH2O. So I can say that 0.02295 is equal to 6.42 grams. So I would know then that 1 mole of that would be gotten by doing the 6.42 grams and dividing it by the 0.02295, and that would give me 279.7 grams. But I know that 1 mole of the FeSO4 XH2O can be gotten because it's just its molecular mass. So that would be 152 coming from the FeSO4 plus 18x coming from the water, and that's equal to 279.7 grams. So now that I have my grams on both sides, I can simply just go and rearrange to get my value for x. So I can say that 18x is equal to the 279.7 and take away the 152. So to get x on its own, it's 279.7 minus your 152 and divide that by 18. So that gives me that my x value is 7. So my formula for the iron 2 sulfate here is FeSO4.7H2O. And that's that calculation completed. So that's it for this video. Have a read over the learning intention to make sure you understand everything we've gone through.